Excuse me. Excuse me. I want to tell y'all something. So, I have to do a couple other things. Well, unfortunately, since these situations right now in my life that I am unable to do so, I did this instead. So one day, I'm on the internet, and I'm, you know, looking at different funerals all over the world. So I happened to have to come to a funeral in America, in the United States. Well, in this certain funeral in the United States, there were people in the funeral that were wearing sunglasses. They were doing hand signals. Some were wearing different colors. You know, some people were laughing, some people were crying, some people were talking. Some people were just doing things that made me say, is this a good funeral or is it a bad funeral? So anyway, the funeral was of a girl. She was about 15 years old. So in this funeral, they started talking about the little girl and what she did in high school and what high school she went to. And, you know, how funerals are. You know, she was black too, just to let you know. And then, for some reason, the camera shifted. You know, when you got a black funeral, you know how they do it. So, these guys on there, they had sunglasses on. It was like two dudes. I think it was some more, but I don't know. But it was two dudes. Then after the funeral, they went to the burial. I think that's what it's called. So, in the thing, okay, I'm looking at something else right now. Okay, so in the burial, they start preaching all this stuff, and you know, black people. You have to go to a black funeral to understand the longness of, you know, at the burial and all the things that they say. Well, anyway, at the end, they start giving her flowers and roses and stuff, and they had her in red, and they had her hair in the little knots with the little down, you know, it was a knot hair style, whatever. And then the dad was all talking about how he loved his daughter and what she was good and stuff like that, you know. So they buried her, you know, and whatever. So me, and one of the reasons what I'm down here for, I say, okay, well, shoot, this is just a little girl, and she's black too, so, you know, that's, you know. So I was like, oh, she could come up with us, you know, because, you know, extraterrestrial starseed light workers, mystical beings, etc., they're melanated, and they're black. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, she's black, you know, and she's a child, so, you know, children, like, they, you know, because they're just children, you know. So I say, yeah, she could come up on the ship and stuff. She could come on the planet. So we happen to allow her to go on the planet. So she gets to the planet, right? We give her the royal